David Hawks, and we're on The Creators, and we're in the Rio Theatre tonight for a very interesting and very high quality concert series. And I'm here today with none other than Cecil English and Donna Mabatten.
It's Mabbott, you twat.
We've known each other for a long time, so I like to bug her.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting concert series you have, because it has a different concept from what's normal in Vancouver. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It's an affordable concert series. It's designed for the working class. We happen to be in East Vancouver today. There's a lot of working class people in East Vancouver. We got 3 headline quality bands, Roots Roundup, Brickhouse, and the Gramus Brothers. All 3 of these bands could easily charge what we're charging to see all 3 bands tonight. So it's a great bargain.
So how did this come about, Donna? You've seen a lot of bands.
You mean like with the coin toss? Is that what you're referring to? Well, that was something that we came up with. It was actually Cecil's idea, because I know he's gonna say something. It's my idea.
Well, it all happened because we couldn't figure out which band should headline, because they're all headline quality bands. So the only idea that we could come up with is, well, we'll flip a coin in front of the crowd, and then we'll decide which band goes on first that way.
And also, the fact of the matter is a lot of people these days go out to see one particular band and then they leave. This way, they have to show up early, and they're going to be exposed to bands that they probably would have never seen before.
And they're going to like them.
Yeah.
They're going to like all 3
I mean,
bands.
it's a crossover. It's going to be wonderful.
And for people that are fans of The Creators, you come down, you're part of the TV audience. It's kind of cool. You get to see where you were at, too, later on television. You got to go watch the band, and then you can go back, hey, there's my head, or whatever. But you got to sort of relive it again on TV. It's a great little thing.
Yeah, and so we encourage a lot of audience participation. We want some dancing, and we want some cheering, we want some foot stomping, we want some excitement out there in the crowd, because you know you're going to be on camera.
And the thing is, there's no way you can watch these bands and not get excited and not get up there and dance and foot stomp and make a, well, fool of yourself or just have fun, whatever.
And I have to thank you from behalf of everybody in Vancouver, because you guys have been doing and bringing music to people for so many years in Vancouver. You really have to work hard at getting people out in the city. It's a hard city to get people out to, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And there's an apathy right now that we really want to break that. You know, people complain about bands not being paid. Well, hey, they're being paid. Come on down, support them.
Well, and you know, we should really tip our hats to Donna and her ex-partner Bob, who used to run the Town Pump together, because they kind of figured out a way to make crowds mix. In other words, you take one band you wouldn't normally see, and you, with another band. So in other words, they have 2 completely different crowds, right? And then the crowds get to meet each other, they become friends, and then you have one big crowd. And then you just piggyback that over and over and leapfrog that kind of stuff.
And we paid the bands.
That's right.
We paid the bands, so,
That's right.
you know, bands should be paid.
They should. Okay, well, thank you very much, Cecil and Donna. Thank you so much for doing everything you've done.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
And we'll see you here, and we're going to go watch the show.
Here, the 60 cycle, how much you can't see how the system run. Here, the 60 cycle, how much you can't see where the sound's coming from. You can hear it bouncing back. You can see the system shake with the attack. Here, the 60 cycle, how much you can't see how the system run now. But you can't see how the system run. Here, the 60 cycle hum, but you can't see where the sound's coming from. You can hear it bouncing back. You can see the system shake with the attack. Here, the 60 cycle hum, but you can't see how the system run now. system tonight. I say the 60 cycle hum, got to mash down the system. 60 cycle hum, got to shake the system straight. With the left and the right, and the right and the left. On the right, before we ever do it. Another year is gone and the day race is on. And now another year is gone and the day race is on. And now another year is gone and the day race is on. And now another year is gone.
Today I'm here with Dimitri and Greg from Roots Roundup on the Creators. Thanks for coming in.
You're very welcome, our pleasure.
Good to see you, David.
Great seeing you. Roots Roundup. Tonight at the Rio, we're doing this little thing for the Creators show, be part of the studio audience. And I can't believe you guys got back together just for me.
That's right. Well, we had to have some reason to do it.
That's right. You guys, you originally formed in 85, was it?
Yeah, late 85. We started gigging in 86.
Wow, and then you were doing lots of shows. I remember when I was on Coast, we'd play you on the radio and stuff like that. You played so many shows in Vancouver, one of the seminal bands of Vancouver for sure. And then you had a break. Why did you have a break?
We were on the road for about 8 years and, you know, we were playing close to 150, 200 shows a year. And, you know,
That's a lot of shows.
It's a lot of shows and you're still not making enough money to actually, you know, get by. So it's a lot of fun, but after 8 years, everybody's just sort of going, you know, I'm really tired. I think I need to take a little break.
What do you think about getting back together, Dimitri, after all this time, having your buds back and doing music? There's nothing more special, right?
There's nothing more rewarding in my whole life. It's my PhD. It's the biggest thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm glad to be back with my guys.
What do you think individually, Dimitri, as being an artist, a musician, or an artist, what does it mean to a core to you about like being an artist and being a musician? Like, how do you feel like, how did you know you were one? And what did you get out? What do you get from it?
I'd say to anyone out there who wants to pursue a creative life, it's find what you love and do it, because as a creative person, that's the lifeblood, that's the blood flowing through your veins that makes the sun come up in the morning. So grab onto it and do it to the best, do it to the utmost.
Greg.
Yeah, well, I started playing when I was 13 years old, and just right away, like I started playing with my brother. He was playing guitar. I sort of bounced around between drumming and singing. And, you know, by 13, 14 years old, we were already playing gigs and stuff. And like we literally, our first show was in the schoolyard of my elementary school. And then in grade 8, you know, we were playing at the high school, and we just kept on gigging and having fun and getting better and better at it.
There's probably no bigger buzz than standing in front of an audience and just going for it and letting it all hang out, playing music together with your friends. It must be a wonderful experience.
Oh yeah, like I said, nothing compares to it. This is as good as it gets.
Roots Roundup tonight at the Rio, part of the Creators TV show live at the Rio. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David.
It's a show called The Creators, cable TV. Thank you, everybody. This one is called The Sea of Sound. Go in the basement. It's a grisly sight. I phantasmagoric mist, a band came to exist, splitting the air and shaking the ground with this beautiful, incoherent sound.
Hey everybody, I'm David Hawks. We're on The Creators and we're at the Rio Theatre tonight with Panos and Jonas. You're on a triple bill.
Yeah.
It's sort of an interesting bill because you don't really know where on the set you're playing because it's kind of a coin toss, an interesting concept.
Yeah, so that's Dave Chisholm, who we've known for 25 years or so. He's runs the rock shop, and he decided, to mix it up. And these three bands, we've known each other for about the same amount of time, and so he figured that was a good way to handle it.
It's kind of interesting because that way every crowd can't favor a band. They kind of just all have to show up.
Exactly. Right. That's the whole idea. But given that there's going to be a lot of people here to see all three bands, and I know I am myself. I'm a fan of both Brickhouse and Roots Roundup, and been watching them for years, and so we're excited to be part of a bill that really goes back to the heyday of the Vancouver music scene back in the late 80s, early 90s.
So who's in the band now? I mean, you got so many bloody brothers, and I don't know, how many are you procreating more brothers, or who's the lineup now?
They just keep showing up. We don't know where they come from. They just no. So we're the so originally we had our brother Dinos was the bass player, and but we've been playing with. He's still alive and live and kicking, and still a good friend, but he's moved to the U.S., so we had to find another Canadian to play with us. So we have a guy, Billy, who's been playing on and off with different groups with us for a couple of decades, but with the Gramis brothers for over 10 years now, yeah.
The show's called The Creators for a reason, and it's really, it's great to be here and support music and all that, but what I want to sort of figure out is what to a core it's like to be a musician, and also if you can talk to somebody out there who's thinking about being a musician, what it's like to be an artist. Is it worth going for that?
Of course. I mean, in some ways, you actually, our brother Dinos, I remember one time somebody saying, hey, it's so great, you chose to be a musician. He goes, I didn't choose to be a musician. It kind of chooses you. And yeah, there's nothing like it, but that's, it's not just about, being a musician or an artist or, whatever it is. If you love doing something, you got to follow it. So that's what we've done, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree. It's it has been challenging. There's like the music scene's changed a lot. There's like the business has changed with digital downloads and stuff. But at the end of the day, if you have something to say it. It's like the audience changes, the world changes, but ultimately, as the world changes, so do the artists. And so I'd say to the younger people out there playing, like work hard, learn your craft, and find something to say and be able to say it. That's
people talk. Everything is in the era of Trump and post-truth, and looking. I'm sure there's lots of kids 10 years ago who were like, oh, don't get into comedy. There's nothing there. And now you look at some of the things that it's comedy that's going to keep us sane or somewhat through it, and it's the same with arts and culture. So there's no time in history where there hasn't been music and culture. Yeah.
So we got to wrap it up because they're just getting ready for doors, and we really appreciate them at the Rio having us down here tonight. So shortly, last thing, new record anytime soon?
Yes, it should be in the next couple of months.
Okay. Yeah, we've recorded it, we're mixing it, and we just got to finish off some details.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you tonight. So thank you very much for being on The Creators.
Okay, our pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Well, some people have a God. They tell them everything they're thinking of. No worries circle between their ears. He gets them through the hours, the days, and the years. All their hopes, all their fears. At least the ones they want him to hear. Well, some people have a lover. All their hopes and dreams discover. Those strange emotions in the night. They cry out in pain and with the light. All their hopes, all their dreams. At least the ones that they won't see. I say, oh, but who am I hiding these feelings from? Who am I? And do I know from whence they come? Do I know? They hide beneath my shaking skin. I gotta find my way back out so I can find my way back in. some people have a God. They tell him everything they're thinking of. No worries circle between their ears. He gets them through the hours, the days, and the years. Those strange emotions in the night, they cry out in pain and with delight. On my heart, on my soul, I just need to let it all go. You see, I said, I no longer need to hide. I said, well, I say hello, hello, hello to the other side. Hello to the other side. Merci.